Guys, this is Marthering Hedgehog with my September book haul. I hauled 33 books this month. I just counted and I totally forgot. It's 33, I think. I went over my intended about maybe 7, 8, maybe 10 bucks. But that, that's actually pretty good for me considering past months. So I am actually not going to beat myself up about it. And the books I went over, I got them on sale and things like that, and so I'm not going to punish myself for it, otherwise I'm just not going to. So most of these are actually new releases, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it because I'm going to try to fit all this into one video, and yeah, so let's just do it. So the first two books I have to show you is The Magnificent Lizzie Brown and The Mysterious Phantom, and The Magnificent Lizzie Brown and The Devil's Hound, both by Vicki Lockwood, and these both came out September 1st. This is book 1 and this is book 2, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know if there's going to be more in this series or it's just going to be duology. It's probably going to be more, but it's a new middle grade mystery Victorian series, I believe, and it just sounded really cute and interesting, and it was pretty cheap, $10.95 per book. Well, plus with my discount it was actually lower. But yeah, so I decided to get them and look forward to reading them, as usual. I look forward to reading all of my books. Then I got Island of Legends by Lisa McMahon. This is the fourth book. Which book are you? Book 4 in the Unwanted series. This came out September 2nd. And I have book 2 and 3. I need to buy book 1, and then I can start actually reading this series. But I've heard it described as Hunger Games meets Harry Potter. I don't know how accurate that is because, again, I haven't started reading the series yet, but it sounds interesting, and it's middle grade and adventure, so I'll read it. Yes. The next book I bought also came out September 2nd is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third book in the Throne of Glass series. This is huge, and I have not started reading yet. I'm probably going to read in October because I want to read it as soon as possible. Oh, my copy's kind of banged up. It's probably my fault. I've been hearing really good things about it. Even people who didn't really care for Selena said that they actually really started liking her in this one. So I actually am really excited to read it, even though I've been kind of negative about the other books in the series. Yeah. Then I bought The Jewel by Amy Ewing. This is the first book in the Lone City trilogy, I think it's going to be. This also came out September 2nd. I think it's kind of dystopian, futuristic type thing. It sounded interesting. Don't you just love my vague descriptions? I don't even try at synopsises anymore. It's mostly because by the time I get to making these videos, I've forgotten what these books are about. But it sounded interesting. I've been hearing mixed reviews about it, in all honesty, but it's shiny and pretty, and I bought it, so we'll see what I think. Then I bought Winter Kill by K.A. Boorman. This came out September 9th, and I think this is going to actually be a series. I'm not sure. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble because I was there and was waiting to be picked up. And I just picked this up and started reading the first 3 chapters and really got invested, and then read on the back that James Dashner really liked this book. So I was like, hey, it's probably good. So I picked it up and bought it and cannot wait to read it because I'm curious to see what happens next. Totally. The next 3 books, the next one I bought was The Twining by Terrence Blacker. This also came out September 9th. I also picked this up on a whim at Barnes & Noble while I was there waiting, read the first 3 chapters, got super intrigued. This takes place in Victorian London, but it's told from some rats' point of views, and this is being heralded as the Watership Down for the 21st century. What little I read of it, I really don't know what I think of it. I kind of get the feeling it's going to leave me disturbed and bawling my eyes out, so I'm not sure why I bought it. The writing style is very weird. I'm not sure what I think of it yet, but yeah, I'm really excited to read the rest of it. This is YA, by the way, it's not middle grade. Then I bought Nightmares by Jason Segel. This is a middle grade book, came out September 9. Also picked this up when I went to Barnes & Noble because it sounded really fun, and funny and just middle grade-ish, and it's illustrated, so I got it because I like illustrations. Oops, there goes something that shouldn't be going. Then I bought Blood of My Blood by Barry Lyga. This is the third and final book in the Jasper Dent trilogy. Got the other two, now I have the third, now I can marathon it. I'm going into this series not really knowing too much about it other than the fact that it reduced two of my trusted book friends to tears and frustration, good kind of frustration, so I can't wait to read it. Hopefully I'll jump into it in October. So many books. Next I bought Of Monsters and Madness by Jessica Verde. This also came out September 9. It was a busy day for books to come out. This is a Victorian Gothic thriller that I think is kind of sort of retelling of one of Poe's stories. I think it's kind of like how Poe was inspired to write this particular story. I don't remember which one. Annabel Lee, that's the one. And also kind of combination of Robert Louis Stevenson's Strange Case Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Love Gothic novels, so looking forward to that. Then I bought Found by Harlan Coben. This is the third and I think final book in the Mickey Bulleteer series, trilogy, whatever. This also came out April 9th. I've been reading this series, cannot wait to see how everything ties together. I really don't like the new covers though. But yeah, so looking forward to that one. Then I bought The Terror of the Southlands by Caroline Carlson. This is the second book in the very nearly Honorable League of Pirates. I'm, assuming this is middle grade, flipping through it. It's hilarious. Cannot wait to start this series. I do have the first one. You'll see it in a minute. Then I bought Illusions of Fate by Kirsten White. September 9 release date. I've actually been hearing very negative reviews about this book. Like negative reviews that say don't trust the pretty cover, which is what I did. But it's Victorian historical fantasy. I kind of had my doubts when I bought it, but I like the cover, so I bought it. So many people fall prey to that. Yeah. Me being one of them. I also bought The Iron Trial by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. This is the first book in the Magisterium middle grade series, and because it's middle grade, I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And Cassandra Clare and Holly Black, it should be an interesting combo for a book, and it just looks really interesting and sounds really interesting, even though I can't really remember what it's about. I'm sure there's other book bloggers who will know. Go watch their channels. And then we're getting into September 16 releases. So the first one that I got my hands on was Jackaby by William Ritter, the first book in the Jackaby series. I have read this. I read an arc of it a few months ago. If you follow my blog, you'll know that I rant and rave about this book. This is my favorite book of the year, and this is probably going to be my favorite book for a very, very long time. It's going to be a long time before I find a book that unseats it. This is quite literally Doctor Who meets Sherlock with a dash of Grimm. So you got Jackaby, who has the Doctor's personality and kind of sense of style, but has Sherlock Holmes' brilliance, and he solves paranormal, supernatural, fairy-related crimes. And it's just really fun, really great. I love the characters. This entire book is quotable. It's just, I love it. I can't talk about it enough. It's so brilliant. Moving on though, after that I bought The Vault of Dreamers by Kara M. O'Brien. This is the first book in a trilogy that has yet to be named, according to Goodreads. This is kind of sci-fi, probably split in the dystopian category, but I'm thinking it's more sci-fi, futuristic type thing. Don't really remember what it's about now that I bought it, but it sounded interesting enough to buy, apparently. Next I have The Whispering Skull by Jonathan Stroud. This is the second book in the Lockwood & Co. series. I have not read The Screaming Staircase yet. I own it. That's actually going to be one of my book groups reads in October, I think it is. So really excited to read that and then jump into this one. It sounds awesome. Moving right along. Next I have Salt and Storm by Kendall Culper. This came out September 23, and the next new releases all came out September 23rd. This is fantasy. Don't really know what this one's about either. I did when I bought it. But, of course, really looking forward to reading it. Yeah. Sorry I'm not doing this better, but after that I got Messenger of Fear by Michael Grant. This, I think, is... yes, I think this is part of a series. Just sounds kind of like a really, really creepy thriller. R.L. Stine on the back says that it gave him chills. I don't know if that's truthful or if he was paid to say that. But it sounded really creepy and interesting, and it's shiny. Then I bought The Scandalous Sisterhood of Prickwillow Place by Julie Berry. This is middle grade Victorian mystery, satire, comedy, what have you. It just looks awesome. I don't think Brett Hellquist did the illustrations, but the illustrator clearly takes after him. But I cannot wait to read that one. Then after that I got Lark Rising by Sandra Waugh. This is the first book in the Guardians of Tarnak series. This is another fantasy, new young adult fantasy series. It's a new young adult fantasy series. It's not new adult. That sounded really interesting and cool, and hopefully it is. And then I bought The Book of Secrets by Cynthia Voigt. This is the second book in the Mr. Max trilogy that I have been reading, which is kind of Victorian Edwardian. I'm not really sure what time period it's supposed to exactly be in. Satire, comedy kind of thing. It's kind of weird. And then I bought Firebug by Alicia McBride. Technically the third book in the Hold Me Closer Necromancer series, but kind of standalone. It starts following separate characters. But I have Hold Me Closer Necromancer and Necromancing the Stone, so I got Firebug so I can start reading all of those. And then finally, I bought Rooms by Lauren Oliver. This is her adult novel. I'm going to be meeting her on the 30th of September, so I got all of her books, and so now I can get them signed, and this is like spooky ghost story. I've been hearing divided things about it, but everyone does agree that they love her writing style in it, so excited to read it. So I am going to split this into two videos, and the next part will be new books I bought, or just books I bought that are not new releases, and I'll see you there. Bye!